So what do SWs think if the guy finishes fast? Like, do we like laugh at him in our mind or what? I'm Gemma and I'm a full service independent space worker in Victoria, Australia. And from my point of view, like, I don't really care when they finish early. It usually is one extreme or the other, either finishing too quick or can't finish at all. And there's a lot more pressure when seeing an SW than perhaps if you have picked up a like one night stand, or if you have a partner and you're at home, then you might be able to do multiple times in a few hours or something, but that rarely, if ever, happens in S work. It's usually one, if you're like one, perhaps two, and there's probably been like a handful of guys that have made it to 3 only because they've got 2 done, so no one's ever done 3 and they've pushed and got themselves there. But that's in 9 years. Perhaps 5 people in 9 years have done 3 times. Yeah. So there's been plenty of times that a half an hour book-in is done in 5 minutes or less. Lots of times it would be quick enough to be a drug deal and not a full service thing, so that definitely happens. And really, like, I don't make them leave. Like, once they're done, they can stay and have a massage or, a chat or whatever, even if they can't do another one. So if they're leaving of their own choice or they've told me to leave early, then I don't give any money back because I haven't kicked them out, and they're telling me to leave early. I've allocated that time for them. So it's like an early mark then. Then it's like, oh well, I just earned a half hour or 1 hour sometimes income in 5 minutes. In saying that, there are some clients that will use every minute of their booking, so which they're entitled to do that too. So this is just how the dog wants a part now. Interrupting me. This is just about kind of what we think about guys who finish early. Do we think bad things or anything about them? No, it's just generally, well, that's quick. My money in less time, and I've still got extra energy now, so I can maybe fit another client in if I'm lucky, and earn a little bit extra that time. But and sometimes I do feel sorry for the guy because, oh my god, like, there's been a big build up usually mentally, and then the expectations of what they're hoping will happen within the booking hasn't obviously gone quite to plan, so it sucks in that case. But there's also nothing I can really do about it either. That's just what happens. Bodies have their own ideas, and guys, eggplants are very temperamental. Like, they're worse than women perhaps in their temperamentalness. And anyway, yeah, so we've seen it all. Professional SWs have had plenty of times where people have come too quick, can't come at all, can't finish at all, can't get hard, can't perform how they would have liked. We're used to it, and we'll still try and give you the best possible experience anyway. And while the finish is ideally something you will experience, and that's, I guess, can feel like the main goal, but there's other things you can do and you can still enjoy the time with an SW even if it hasn't quite finished how you would like. And there's always a second time. First time, there's usually lots of nerves involved, lots of extra nerves. So if there's a second or third time with the same provider, then you've got a little bit more chance of your mind being not such a big influence on being able to perform. And yeah, at different times can be different. I've had long-term clients that I've met over many times over the years, so we're both fully comfortable with each other, and sometimes they just can't get there either, you know, booking, or it's rare that they'll come too quick if I've met them several times, but yeah, the finish, it can be still just a bit of a struggle, because usually mentally try not to come too quick, finish too quick for at least the first half of the booking, and then they're ready to go. But that, yeah, has an impact. So when a guy's done it early, finished early, and we've got time to kill still to see if there's another one, or they, you know, early days when I was working, I used to get a little bit offended when they sent me off early, because I was like, they don't like my conversations. Here I am trying to be friendly to fill in the time because they came so quick, and maybe there'd be another one, but then they're like, oh, you can go. It's like, oh, they don't like me talking, until a client let me know they're probably embarrassed that they finished so quickly, so they'd rather get you out now. And the, you know, those horny vibes change quickly. Someone like that animalistic guy, and then it's finished, and then those feelings are totally gone. It's off. It's like done. No, can't stand it anymore. Yeah, what do we talk about? Well, we will often talk about the shit show of the world, but I haven't watched a lot of media lately, like all year, but so I've missed a lot of the headlines, but Trump stuff seems to still filter through. And sometimes we talk about cats, like our pet cats. Well, I know I won't say the cat story, because I don't know how many cats, I don't know how many people have pet cats that do what this guy's cats does, and that might give him away. COVID used to be a big thing, but thankfully COVID's not something we talk about anymore. We have at times talked about their wife and kids, just in normal chit chat, just like I would, like, or just like with a hairdresser or something, how you talk about wife and kids, and holidays they're going on and things they're going to do. Like, yeah, it's just a normal conversation, that, except maybe a little abnormal considering the situation. Sometimes we talk about S experiences, like what was the, you know, best thing you've done, or what out there you've done or would like to do. You know, I'm starting to suspect, well, I've got autism and ADHD, and one of the autism clues apparently is eyes darting off everywhere, and I think in speaking with my hands, just more clues there. It's really crazy to be getting to, this isn't what I normally talk about, but this is how random the conversations can get, especially with ADHD and now autism and perimenopause, because all those strategies, like, my burn hurts a lot, I used to have to maybe mask some of this stuff. I don't have anymore, so I'll just jump conversation to conversation. But yeah, eyes looking everywhere. That's how I sort of recall what am I thinking, like thinking up in my head here. So yeah, it's weird to get to midlife and then to realize some of this stuff about yourself, and that you've been living with some complex issues all your life and gone under the radar, but makes other times of my life make more sense, perhaps. And yeah, I think spicy work is really suited to neurodivergent people, because we aren't built to fit in with a I hope you like the chicken neck crunching dogs in the background. Yeah, we weren't built for this society, this world, really. Like, we can't do the 9 to 5 kind of thing. It'll just fry us. So S work seems to be a good career path for many neurodivergent people. Just a follow on from what do SWs think when a guy finishes too quickly? Do we laugh at him in our mind or make fun of him? I'm Jemma, and I'm a spicy worker in Victoria, Australia, and I have been working since 2016, so I've had a lot of experience. And I tend to make fun of maybe mentally the guys that come in claiming they can do 5 times in an hour, because that's never happened, and I think they're overshooting their abilities. But you know, I will hold, when meeting a new client, first time client, I generally hold off the main event until at least halfway through the booking. And sometimes it's been with a guy that can actually last a long time, because there's some guys that have the opposite issue of either not finishing too quick but taking ages, an hour or two it could take them to finish, and it's really temperamental whether they get there or not. And sometimes they've been that kind of guy. It's like, oh, I could have started the main stuff a bit earlier on to give a better chance of reaching those goalposts. And even in the instance with a guy who thinks they can do 5 in an hour, I'm not like literally making fun of them in my mind or laughing at them. I'm more like, I'll believe that when I see it kind of thing. And to just think that they've been watching a little too much porn or had maybe a little bit too much substance, or maybe they can do 5 in an hour or something when they're at home with a partner or something like that. But in this situation, it's often a very different experience. It's a lot more intense, I guess, especially for the clients who may not do this very often, or it might be their first time. As S workers, we get pretty used to doing the deed with strangers in the, meeting them, then 5 minutes later you're into the action. Whereas guys, that probably doesn't happen quite so often unless you're paying for an experience with an SW.